Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network live. WoodwardSports.com, as always. Oh, man. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
Jeff, you know, one, I'm happy your hair is growing back. We'll start with that, number one. Number two, it's a beautiful morning, well, because we get to look at fish all day. And I think that should be celebrated on any day, whether it's a Monday, Tuesday, a Friday, hell, even a Saturday morning. You miss fish, you want to call them FaceTime and butt naked in the morning. Whatever makes you happy.
No, I get it.
Right, Fish?
I mean, I don't know about that, but
Why are you bending over like that? Why don't you just sit in the chair? It's a bit aggressive to be bending over like that this early in the morning.
I don't sit. You want me to sit?
I mean, it depends.
I'll
there
sit.
You go. Look at you. You look so much more.
I gotta see if
he just
hold
got
on.
so
I'm
much
short.
shorter.
Oh, that's as high as it goes, I guess. There we go. This won't last very long, but
Whatever makes you comfortable. If you want to stand, you can stand. If you want to sit on my lap, you can sit on my lap. All right, buddy?
What can't this guy do, by the way?
He can do everything.
I'm standing.
He's the
Screw
man,
it.
he's the myth, he's the legend. And we're going to
Hey, I
start
do
the
have
show
a surprise for you coming up soon. Surprise.
off. What's that?
You'll figure it out.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I hate surprises.
Whenever someone says that, you'll figure it out.
I hate surprises. But here's how we're going to start the morning. I like energy. I like deep thought. I like quality debates. What I don't like is people who are irresponsible. I'm not going to swear yet. But people who are irresponsible. Fish, you can go ahead and throw it up on the screen. An NBA 2021 redraft. Like one you've never seen before. Probably an all-timer this morning. Has the Detroit Pistons taking Evan Mobley, number 1 overall. The Rockets somehow, someway passing on Cade, Scotty Barnes, and Josh Giddey, and Jalen Green again, for Franz Wagner, and Cade Cunningham going 3 to the Cavaliers. With all due respect, Jeff, you can take lead on this. But I think the only thing that changes is that the Rockets take Mobley. That's it. If I'm the Pistons, I'm very, very comfortable and happy with who I drafted. But again, he's injured right now, so maybe that's why everybody's like, oh, Cade Cunningham, redraft. Whatever. Dude's giving me 25 and 5 a night. I'm good. I'll pass on Evan Mobley.
Yeah, I just thought it was weird, too, Franz Wagner to be the second overall pick, but in his second year, average still less points than Cade in his small sample size. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, Franz this year is giving you 18.5. That's what Cade averaged essentially his rookie year. So I don't understand. The only thing that can really, I guess, help me understand it is the fact that he hasn't been healthy. I think that's the only thing. If you're talking about Wagner or Mobley, I wouldn't be mad if you told me, well, I'd rather have Mobley over Cade. Okay, it's your opinion. But the Wagner pick makes no sense to me. It has to be because he hasn't been available, because when we've seen Cade available, he's played at an extremely high level. So I love this stuff. I mean, it shows you how little people really know about Cade, it seems like, because if you watch him play basketball, he's pretty damn good. Now, he hasn't been the most available, but even FanDuel to come out with this list and to have Wagner and Mobley doesn't make any sense to me. I would be okay with Mobley.
Imagine sitting down.
But Wagner, hell no.
Imagine sitting down with your best bro. Hey, man, I have this theory. What do you think? What is it? We're going to take a white guy over Jalen Carter.
White guy.
Or excuse me, Jalen Green. God, I'm so used to football
Green.
talk. Jalen Green. We're going to take him over Cade Cunningham. We're going to take him over Scotty Barnes, who was the Rookie of the Year. Get the fuck out of here.
So bad, man.
What a list.
And
what a
if
list.
you just look at, now I'm not even just, you take away the points alone, Cade affects the game in so many more ways than Wagner. Like, it's funny to me. I mean, we talked about the list, what was it, a week ago, where they came out with the updated rookie ladder and Ivy was left off. I mean, at this point, it's...
At this point, everybody sucks at what they do, to be honest with you.
At this point, Detroit, it seems like...
Nobody on that
guys
list
get
has done
overlooked.
anything wrong with on-the-court contributions to fall. Jalen Green's putting up numbers. He just is. Scotty Barnes is putting up the same numbers as last year.
You said Jalen Green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's putting up 21, 4, and 6 or something along those lines.
Yeah, it's like 21 forward 4. Not the best efficiency, but you're
Not
right.
efficient at all, but
No,
still.
but you're right.
Come on.
Technically,
Let's
yeah.
acknowledge it here. Franz Wagner. He's not even the 1 or 2 on his team.
Yeah, they drafted a rookie, and he's the best player immediately. So Paulo is clearly better.
I struggle with the idea of drafting Wagner. Look, Mobley, he's a nice player, well-rounded. He's very good for the Cavs. I'm not sure what he would be in Detroit, especially with Killian Hayes running the point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me Katie Cunningham over...
and again, Mobley, I can understand. I mean, Mobley is a hell of a player.
He's
He
a great
will be
player.
a hell of a player.
Nothing wrong with Mobley.
Yeah, and again, if you prefer big men, okay, that's your preference. But Wagner, great shooter, not as good of a defender as Cade. I mean, he's been more healthy, and that's kind of what this comes down to. And again, if you're going to say, well, Cade hasn't been available, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. But you can't deny when he's played excellent. Like, even the stretch of games he played, it was only like 6 games, I believe, before he went out with that shin injury.
You know who made this list?
He was carrying the Pistons.
You know who made this list? Franz Wagner, his agent.
Or I like one of the comments. They said
What?
Mo Wagner, his brother, made this redraft.
Oh, there you go.
That makes more sense. Troll Poppy said that. I mean, yeah, you could be correct. But these are going to happen. I feel like we see these mock drafts so often. Like, especially in Detroit, guys are going third. Like, I bet if they did a redraft of this year, Ivy would go like 15th. Like, it wouldn't make any sense, but here we are.
Ivy's a second-round pick.
Nobody really knows what they're talking about at the end
What'd
of
you
the
end
day.
up doing last night? Not much on TV.
Yeah, no, it was tough. It really was. No basketball till Thursday. No more football. I mean,
I think we
I'm
got
just-
wings tonight.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the
Thank
Red
God.
Wings tonight, to be honest with you, to get me through anything.
Oh my
but
God.
It's
So you
tough.
just had a chill night to yourself last
Well,
night.
I watched a lot of mock drafts. I'm keeping myself
Look at
entertained
you.
with
Look at you.
Prospects, and that's the only thing that's got. It's like once the season's over for
I
the
got
NFL,
drunk.
you just move to the mock drafts.
Hey,
Move
what's
to the-
wrong with hockey?
No,
what's
hockey's
going
fine.
on?
No,
I didn't
I'm
say
not-
anything's
I'm-
wrong with
I'm-
hockey.
There was some good hockey last night.
Fish. Did the Red Wings play?
No, they didn't play. You had the Jets Rangers, pretty good game. Afternoon, you had the Bruins and Senators. Ducks and who was it? Ducks and Panthers went to overtime. Afternoon hockey. I mean, 1 o'clock hockey. Nothing outside. You get home President's Day. Afternoon hockey.
Yeah, Fish,
Nothing wrong with that. Soccer an hour and a half later, which is a great game by the way, 3-2. I think
Well,
there was like 2 goals in 12 and 4
two-
goals in 12 minutes, something like that.
To Fish's point, the Islanders and Penguins game, just for the sake of the Red Wings, maybe you tune into that game, but I could just check the score, so not too concerned, Fish. I watched the Red Wings tonight. I'm okay. Adam's shocked right now.
You're really telling me to watch hockey at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and it's not Red Wings related? Really? Dickhead?
It's sports. American sports.
I'm not an American. Oh, God. Oh, God. I got drunk last night.
What?
By myself.
It came out of nowhere.
And honestly,
Just
I have
looked
no
at it.
regrets.
I
It
got
was
drunk
great.
last night.
It was great. Just got home. Wife slept early. I was like, you know what? I haven't had a drink in a minute. And then 1 turned into 2. 2 turned into 4. And 4 turned into 6. And here we are on the morning show now.
Did you happen
I mean, how do you not?
How do you know?
Did you happen to tune into WWE? Because John Macroom, the doc, he said, Jeff, can we get you to watch one episode of WWE? I'm going to be honest with you, I
Doc.
did turn it on. I didn't sit through and watch it. I'm not as big of a WWE fan as I used to be. I'm strictly now just UFC. But I still got a lot of respect for people who enjoy it. But I just
Yeah,
can't.
no,
I can't get into it as,
Look, that
as
was
much
my
as I used to.
childhood. I'm well past it. I can't get involved with it anymore. I don't find it entertaining anymore. So we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on.
Jesse says Adam drank whiskey in a dark room.
No.
You
I
did.
just
No, you did not.
I had 6 beers and I called it a night. It was
For the
a
boys.
beer night.
Yeah.
Whiskey and bourbon. That's when I come home and I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, there's levels to this. Yeah,
there's certain levels of when I drink what I drink.
Right.
Oh God. All right. I agree with Justin, by the way. I loved it when I was younger. Yeah. I mean,
I feel like
wrestling. When you're a kid and you're watching wrestling, oh my, it's
most
like,
badass thing ever.
It's insane.
I mean, it still is pretty
It's
badass.
insane. And then, like, you get older and you're like, oh, I could have guessed that. Oh, yeah, this is going to happen. Oh, this is going to happen. Oh, they're probably going to do this. Oh. And then it takes the fun out of it. So,
yeah.
Here we are. We got a great show planned, by the way. Coming up next, the Lions open up as the 4th most favored NFC team to win the NFC.
Oh, that's weird because I remember me and you discussing them being the 4th best team in the NFC. So this aligns.
Jeff, honestly, I think I'm fucking stupid at this point. I don't believe anything.
This aligns with what we've been saying.
I don't believe anything I say anymore. 8:30, we're going to get to all of your fan mock drafts that you have submitted us. Jeff and I pulled a ton. Thank you to everybody who submitted them. I can't wait. 8:45 player spotlight. As always, Noah Sewell coming up on the list for Jeff Iafrate. And I'm going Jake Moody, damn it.
Wow. I love it.
That's the conversation coming up at 8:45 and 9 o'clock. 9:15, the best player of the last decade is available in the NBA. And he just announced where he's going to be signing. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. It's a big story. 9:15. 9:30. We need to have a conversation about opportunities in the NFL. I'm sure you've all seen the Jonathan Gannon stuff and how he looks like a complete not normal person.
Buffoon. Yeah.
We'll get to that, along with what it means for Eric Bieniemy. And then, of course, at the end of the show, how can you not, as Fish would say, the Lions might be playing the Chiefs in Germany. And it's looking like
Speckity Deutsch.
What?
I don't. Does anybody know German? Is it what does Speckity Deutsch mean?
You speak German.
Okay, so we're good. I hope I didn't say anything.
Where the hell did you pull that one from?
Imagine if I said that, it was like something messed up.
I'll teach you. I'll teach you how to swear in Arabic.
No, I don't.
We'll get you cultured real quick. All right, let's take a break. When we get back, the Lions have the 4th best odds to win the NFC. Jeff and I will react to that next. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. They're awesome. Stylists will take care of you like they take care of me. So what are you waiting for? Get to a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
With the thing like.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live. WoodwardSports.com. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff Iafrate. All right. Right after the season ended, you and I had a conversation. Conversation went along the lines of, hey, the Lions going into next year might be the 3rd or 4th best team depending on what you think of the Dallas Cowboys. Mm-hmm. We all know what the Eagles are. We all know what the Niners are. Okay. Well, what does that mean for the Lions? Well, you assume the Lions are going to have an opportunity to go out and reload 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. They'll be able to move some money with Aquara, cut a few other players. Okay, money's available. No problem. Great. Now what? Well, going into next year, you're going to have a top 7 offense in the NFL probably. Oh, wow, that's nice. What about the defense? It was awful. Well, I imagine 20th, 18th in the NFL. I'd be pretty impressed if they could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, what does that mean for the record? Well, they're probably going to win 10, 11 games. And that'll be like the third, fourth best record in the NFC. And the conversation was, oh, Homer. Oh, Lions fans. Oh, Lions fans are crazy. Oh, they'll believe anything. The people that run this fucking country are telling you that the Lions have the fourth best odds at winning the NFC. And if you don't believe them, you sure as hell won't believe me. Vegas coming out and putting the Lions fourth on their odds list to win the NFC before free agency, before the NFL draft, tells you everything about what the offense showed this past season and just how good they were down the stretch in the final 10 games. Fish, can you bring this down a little bit more, please? I'm blind.
Can you stop being... Jesus, what did I walk into?
Dude, it's literally killing me. I've been so patient. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to talk until it's down. There you go. That's it. See, now I can see. Now I can see. I was being attacked visually.
By who?
By the sun.
I want to go home now. This is torture.
You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm not complaining. I'm just
saying. You ridiculed me at the break.
I'm blind. I'm going to be blind because of you. And then I'm going to do a show like Stevie Wonder. Oh, come on. Jeez. What are we doing here? Anyways, back to the Lions. Jeff, fourth best odds. I hate to say I told you so, but told you so.
We were spot on.
Oh, yeah.
And I know the Lions, too, we talk about the offense and everyone that's coming back, including Ben Johnson. But let's get to the defense. The defense, by default, will improve. Like, I think that's the great thing about this. We talk about the picks, what they have in terms of draft capital, free agency money. Like, that's all great. But even if they don't make a move at all, and they retain some of the players they already were going to plan on retaining. We talked about them. Anzalone, Buggs, Kamitsky. They will get better by default because you have multiple rookies that are going to get better. Kirby, Malcolm, James Houston, Aiden. Like, these guys are going to continue to improve. So by default, the defense will get better. So I'm not surprised. I think this has more to do with the NFC, obviously. If they were in the AFC, they probably have, the 9th best odds to even have a chance to win the AFC. But the NFC is wide open, especially playing quarterback. Like Jared Goff, name me 5 better quarterbacks in the NFC. You can't.
You can only name one.
So you have the quarterback to at least be able to do what we hope they can do, which is win a division, win a playoff game, maybe make a playoff run. You have the offense. You're able to bring Ben back. Dan now has another year under his belt, right? You're coming off a season down the stretch, you're 8-2. A lot of things not only the team learned, but I believe your head coach learned as well, Dan Campbell. So you got those things going for you. And as well as next year, we talk about the NFC and the quarterbacks moving around. Aaron Rodgers, he will not be back from what it seems like. You're probably going to have Jordan Love there. You're going to have Justin Fields, Kirk Cousins in your own division. We don't know what his future holds. It's not even just next year. The Lions will have one of the best odds in the NFC, I believe, for the next couple of seasons, if not longer, as long as everything goes according to plan. Now, the big thing that Brad's going to have to figure out is how do you sustain that, right? I mean, even after Jared Goff, you got 2 years left, really, with Jared Goff under contract, before we even discuss what you do with him down the road, whether you draft a rookie or not. So for the next 2 years, the Lions will have, if not top 5 odds to win the NFC, even better, depending on how much more they can improve this roster. So by default, they'll get better, Adam. We'll see what happens in the draft, but
the fourth best odds,
trending upwards,
higher odds than the New York Giants, who won a playoff game. Higher odds than the Seattle Seahawks, who made the playoffs.
Talk to them.
Higher odds than the Bucks, the Saints, everybody in the NFC, except the 2 juggernauts and the Cowboys. More than the Minnesota Vikings, who won the division last year. You're ahead of them. Now, what does that say? Is it all because of where the Lions are trending? No. Part of it is because the reality, the NFC sucks. The NFC sucks. It's bad. Daniel Jones reportedly asking for $45 million a year. I would have sent him a box with my middle finger cut off in it. That's what I would have done. But beyond the point.
That is
It's
unreal.
a struggle in the NFC for good quarterbacks.
It is. Yeah.
You have Jalen Hurts, and he's one. He's one at the top by himself. And then you have this whole pack of other dudes. Just dudes.
But
some better than others.
Even top of the draft this year, it's AFC. Houston,
Yes.
Colts. Like, you're not adding Bryce, C.J. Stroud, all these quarterbacks in your division. They're going to the AFC.
And then you got Kyler Murray coming off an ACL injury. You got Matthew Stafford dealing with the Rams, so good luck with that. They're not contending next year. And let me not say they're not. I would just be surprised. I think they could win 9 games, 10 at the most. Seahawks probably take a step back. Niners still the jewel of that division. The NFC South is going to be a disaster. You go to the NFC East, I think the Cowboys take a step back. I think the Eagles win 2 less games probably. Look, the NFC is what it is. Commanders aren't going to be any threat. The Giants, God bless Brian Daboll. He did a hell of a job, rightfully so, Coach of the Year. Wins a playoff game, gets a team that should have been tanking for a quarterback to the playoffs. Unbelievable job with no receivers, with no free agency money. Great job. They're still the same team they were going into last season at the moment. And yeah, they have some picks, but it ain't changing everything. They're still in their rebuild. And we'll see what they do with the money they have. Well, they'll have opportunities, they'll have options, but still my point. What, you're going to worry about Chicago? Their quarterback's bitching he can't throw in the cold. You going to go to Green Bay? What do I have to worry about Green Bay? Aaron Rodgers showing up to practice after a week-long trip of ayahuasca? 4 days locked in a cabin by himself?
Hopefully he took
what am I
Love with
worried
him.
about? Oh, the Minnesota Vikings, that we all know won more games than they should have, and had they finished 7-4, hell, 8-3 in one-possession games, they would have been a 10-9-win football team. And they're not getting any better yet. And they have some tough decisions to make on who they're going to cut because they got to pay Justin Jefferson. So good luck. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about the Detroit Lions. Yeah, they have the 4th highest odds, rightfully so. You know why? Because there's not many teams in the AFC you can point to and tell me they're better than the Lions, or they're ahead of schedule than the Lions. Yes, some made the playoffs. Some won playoff games, 100%. Some won divisions. Those, they are ahead of us in that category. But this is the year for the Detroit Lions to go out and win the North, to go out and win a playoff game. It's never been an easier landscape in the NFC, and I don't want to hear any excuses. And I was tuning into the Ermani and Edward show yesterday. They were having this conversation, similar conversation. And I just typed in the chat, anything less than 10 wins, in my opinion, just from now, at face value, looking at this team, their schedule, anything less than 10 wins, I think is a big disappointment. Now, you could go 9-8, and it would be not the end of the world,
right? But
this is a 10-win team at worst this year.
yeah,
And if
I
it
honestly,
isn't,
I agree.
you know where to look.
Yeah,
You can look at your coach, your quarterback. You can look at the play of the team. What's going on? Why are we losing these games? But you have no business not winning 10 games this year.
yeah. If you're healthy,
And Vegas would agree.
by default they'll get better. So I agree with you.
Vegas agrees.
Yeah, and that was 9-8 after starting 1-6. So to your point, I mean, assuming they'll have a better start to the season, it should work out in the end. I think the Lions, too, what separates the Lions from the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Eagles, and something that you're going to be watching more next season is what happens defensively. How much do they improve? Right?
That's everything. That's what the draft's for. That's what free agency's for.
That essentially 4th best odds. They're expecting this defense to improve. Obviously, they know how good the offense is. We know how good the offense is. You'd like it to be more consistent, but overall, it's a top 5 offense nonetheless.
Jesse agrees with us, by the way. But he says, what if the team goes 9-8 and gets into the playoffs? Well, Jesse, then I start getting Jim Caldwell vibes. Is it a failure if you make the playoffs? No. But I'm operating under the expectation this team not only wins a division, but really competes. And forget competes in a playoff game. Fuck the playoffs. I expect you to win and compete for your division. And if you don't do that and you finish a measly 9-8, That would be a very disappointing season. Oh, well, then people would say, oh, they made the playoffs. What do you want? You're better than the Vikings. You're better than the Packers. You're better than the Bears. Shame on you if you can't win your division. Mm-hmm. These people, how long has Ford Field been up? Since 2003? 2002? Something along those lines?
It's been a long
20
time.
years. 20 plus years. Have never seen a playoff game in Ford Field. 2002? So it's been 20 years exactly. This will be the 21st season. 21 years. Never hosted a playoff game in your new stadium. Last one came in what? 93? 94? I believe. Hosted it in the Silverdome. Mm-hmm. You wanna move in the right direction? Go win your division. Host a playoff game. Dare I say win a playoff game or two. Then I'm bought in. But no, I don't think you can go 9-8 this year with the schedule, the teams they have in front of them. I don't think 9-8 would be a success. I would be questioning whether or not this team can take that next level, or take that next step under this head coach.
Yeah, I think
that's what I would be doing.
We would agree. Obviously, context would matter. If they're healthy,
of course, if they're healthy, big disappointment.
Huge,
decimated with injuries. Got in by the skin of their teeth because of good coaching. Well, that's different.
Yeah, right.
Context always matters.
Right.
I don't. If you told me they would have gone 9-8 this year before the year started, I would have been like, "Wow, good season." But then, if you told me I would have had to deal with 1-6, I would have wanted to kill myself.
Right.
But then, if you would have told me, "Hey, you have to start 1-6," but by the way, they're going to go 8-2 in their last 10, I'm not sure how I'd feel about that because it's also really good but really bad. This team should win the NFC North.
Yeah,
and nobody will convince me otherwise. They have the best quarterback in the NFC North. They have the best offense in the NFC North.
And
they have the second best receivers in the NFC North.
And by these odds, they're the favorite in the NFC North. So by these odds, they're the favorite. It's going to be interesting to watch a Lions team now with those expectations. Last year, we had expectations, 7 to 9 wins, somewhere in that ballpark. I know Ryan had 10 wins, pretty damn close, by the way. But this season's different. Like, you have the 4th best odds to win the NFC. You have the best odds to win your division. You have the 2nd best quarterback, basing it off last year. Then, yeah, no doubt. I'm interested to see how they respond, how they start the season. Because
I think your floor is 10 games.
I agree with Dominator. Even just starting 3-3 is a massive improvement over last year. I mean, you're right. But can they go 5-1 in their division again? Got to win. They've won the division games, but they got to keep it up.
All right. Well, when we get back, you know what time it is. Your mock drafts. You've sent them. You've DM'd them to us. You've emailed us. You shot us DMs on Instagram, Twitter. You've even sent your nudes to Fish.
Okay, well, don't. Well, Fish.
I did get a DM yesterday. It was not nudes.
All right, fair enough. So we'll get to your mock drafts coming up next. We'll take a quick break, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Cintron, why wait?
Cintron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages in premium bottled water. Cintron is fashionable, functional, and fun if you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste. Cintron is your top choice. Buy them online at drinkcintron.com. You can also check them out on Amazon as well.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, well, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live. WoodwardSports.com.
By the way, I'm dying at these Wolverine comments because you guys are so on point with
What do
my
you mean?
hair.
Your hair?
I got a Wolverine.
Yeah, your hair's
like,
a disaster, man.
I don't even know what's going on.
Go get a haircut. Clean up the sides.
I'm planning on it.
Don't say you like it. It's ugly.
Thanks, Matt.
No, it's awful, and just admit it. Don't lie to him.
Dude.
Be a good friend. Don't lie.
Yeah, see, Matt's he's keeping it 100 with me, dude. He's being honest.
If you were keeping it 100 with him, you would acknowledge he looks like shit. All right.
Said you acknowledge you look.
I don't know. I kind of liked you looking like the Hitman. I think that's the vibe you should go for.
No, it's not the vibe I should do. No, it is not.
All right.
It is definitely not.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Hey, did you see Jalen Ramsey's tweet? I'm telling you. I know me and you, we talked about it yesterday. We might have seen it from different sides. Fish, do you have the screenshot of the tweet? Of course I do. Thanks, Fish. Throw it up there. Hell yeah, baby. Jalen Ramsey tweeted out, responding to a report. The report that he responded to says Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown is pushing for Jalen Ramsey to come to Detroit if he's released. And Jalen Ramsey quote tweeted it and said, LOL, much love to Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tried my hardest to get y'all in them playoffs this year. I won't comment on my future, though. We shall see.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh.
Woohoo.
Come on.
Yay.
Come on.
Oh, God.
Brad Holmes? Fish, you got to put the camera on me. I got to say a message to Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes? You know what to do. You know what to do, Brad Holmes. What do you got to say, Adam?
That's nice. Thanks for acknowledging. Till it happens, I don't care. I really don't care, actually. So,
and then Micah Parsons tweeted out, he goes, nobody's trying to go to LA to Detroit.
Dude,
and I'm like, well, he's honestly, got a point, but...
I like Micah Parsons. I do. But...
That's who Maz wanted in
Detroit.
Let's
be honest here, all right? You play for the worst fan base in the NFL. You play for the worst owner in the NFL. Shut the hell up. All right? Imagine you wear a star on your helmet and you walk around and people say, America's team. You've been to the same amount of NFC championship games.
Ooh.
As the Detroit Lions since 2000, sorry. Think about that. For 22 years, you've sucked as much as we have. Now, different levels, but you still suck. So suck my dick. I don't want to hear it. Moving on. Fan mock drafts. Who are we starting with?
So, depending on which one Fish pulls up, I don't know.
All right, Fish, throw up a mock
draft. Throw it
draft
up and I'll tell
screen.
you who sent me it. All right? So this is sent to me via Instagram.
By who?
By a listener of the show, someone who watches all the time.
So they stayed put.
Easy Money L.
Easy Money L. Well, this is an L.
You said this one's an L?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through.
It's an L at pick 6 and 18. Everything else, really nice. I like Jack Campbell. Love Emmanuel Forbes at 55. That's an A-plus pick, in my opinion.
So,
I'm not drafting Miles Murphy at 6. No, I have Aiden Hutchinson. I have James Houston. I have many players on my defensive line. Now, do I want interior help? Do I want some depth on the edge? Yeah, but you don't draft depth at the edge 6th overall. Maybe at 18, maybe at 48. You don't do it at 6. Now, Jalen Carter probably off the board by then, sure. But what do you do at 6? You didn't address corner until the 2nd round, my friend. Again, I love, capital L-O-V-E, love pick 48, pick 55. I even love pick 81. I think these are excellent picks. But drafting Smith and Jimba, when you have Jamison Williams.
Yeah, that's
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's my problem.
I'm not paying another receiver in the 1st round that type of money.
Yeah, especially.
What are we doing here?
Especially, I mean, he's so, and I think Josh S. put it perfectly in the chat too. Jackson Smith, the Jigba, is literally just St. Brown clone. I'm not saying he'll be the same player, but similar players.
No, he is not.
To have two
completely different players.
Basically, okay, if I want to, I'll summarize it like this. I'd rather have Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark, and Jamison. I want two big outside receivers. I don't want Jackson Smith. He's not a burner. I don't mind the mock draft. I'm just not a big fan of the receiver taking it 18.
I think you fucked up at 6 and 18. I do.
Yeah.
I think at 6, you should have reached for a corner if Jalen Carter wasn't available, or if Brian Burris, but I don't even want Burris at 6.
Right.
Go get the best corner available at 6. At 18, go get yourself an edge rusher, an interior lineman, a linebacker, whatever you would like. But a wide receiver, my friend.
No.
What's his name? Easy Money L?
Easy Money L.
If I were to grade this because you did such an excellent job in rounds 2 and 3.
Yeah, he nailed some picks.
I'll give you a B-.
Yeah, I'll give him. Let me look at it again.
I really want to give you a C+, but I mean, Forbes and Campbell and Dexter Sr., that's a great haul consecutively. I can't. And look, Miles Murphy, excellent player. I can live with it. But Smith and Jimbo, that's an F pick.
Yeah, the Jackson Smith, the Jigba at 18, that's going to knock him a little bit just because I don't feel like the Lions need to draft a wide receiver, especially in the first round. I'd probably say B. I'll give him a B because I like a majority of these picks. I really do. I just don't like the wide receiver in the first round, to be honest. So you get a B. It's not bad. I just got to stay away from the wide receiver in the first round, man. Maybe take a corner. Joey Porter was there. Maybe you take Joey Porter, then you have Emmanuel Forbes. But, yeah, I'm good on the wide receiver. What's the next one you got, Fish? So we'll see if we can...
Me? I'm the mock? The fuck is that, Fish? It's the same one.
No, throw up a...
It is, you dickhead.
No, it's the same one, Fish.
Well, then I only got sent 2 of them then, or 1.
Jesus Christ. Well, I'm working with amateurs right now.
It's okay. I sent you 3. So
working with amateurs here. What are we doing?
All right.
What are we doing, people? What are we doing?
But
all good. Just come back. We'll move on.
I just can't believe you got Emmanuel Forbes that late.
Yeah,
some of these mocks too. Have you noticed that I've got sent a couple mock drafts where they didn't have to move out of 6 to take Jalen Carter? Did you see that? Like some of those, I'm like, okay, I don't.
Here, we'll go through this one. This one was sent to me on Instagram. He trades back down to 9, gets some additional 2nd and 4th round picks from the Panthers. Takes Devon Witherspoon at 9, Trenton Simpson at 18, Jahmyr Gibbs at 39, Mozzie Smith. Oh my God, what a fucking disaster this is. Jordan Battle at 55, love it. Hendon Hooker at 81, not bad. I know you like that one. Andrew Voorhees at 114, offensive lineman Jaden Reed at 154, Andre Carter the second at 183, and then he drafts a kicker. 194, Jake Moody, Kyle Boot. Love the draft. Overall, love the idea of trading back and still getting the corner you want. Jahmyr Gibbs, interesting at 39. Pretty early for the running back. Mozzie Smith, I don't like at all. I don't like the pick. Jordan Battle, very solid pick. So I give you a B+. Solid.
Yeah.
Solid work, Kyle. Well done.
Fish, you don't have any other screenshots?
I do. I've got it loaded up.
All right, throw it up. Don't give me the middle finger. Do your job.
Just flip us off, Fish? Why don't you put that on camera for the people?
I'm the best ever.
There we go.
Okay, so let me just double check this real quick. So,
no shit. Jalen Carter falls to 6 on this board.
So this is a...
Who's this from?
Okay, this is a different one. Let me check who this is.
You get Jalen Carter at 6, Joey Porter Jr. at 18. I'm in love. I'm in love with this. Trenton Simpson at 48, solid. Eli Ricks, at 55, what could you have done? At 55,
this is Jared's.
Jared who? Jared Goff?
No, that is yeah, Jared Goff sent this one in. And I believe he is Cracked Fox in the chat because he just said that's mine. So, yeah, let me go through this. This is actually an example I was talking about. So, they got Jalen Carter not even having to move. So, interesting.
That's not going to happen. But okay, let's play it by ear. That's an A+ pick.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Joey Porter, A+.
I love the first 4 picks. I do.
I don't know how I feel about Eli Ricks.
I don't mind it. I have to see who is there. I don't. If he was the best corner, I don't mind it. I don't mind doubling up on corner. But again, if it's Emmanuel Forbes was there, clearly.
Well, not even that. I don't think I need to take a corner anymore. At least not that early. and I have to consider free agency.
Yeah, but
Like, for me, that is a prime spot. That's a tough one.
or you could take it.
That
I guess
could be
you could
an
take
edge.
you could take an edge, a
That
guard.
could be depth at edge. That could be offensive line.
Yeah,
that could be a safety like a Jordan Battle. I hate Jaden Reed at 81. That's a F.
Yeah, I feel like a third round.
That's such a
Drafting
reach.
Reed in the third round might
Such
be
a
a little bit of
reach.
a reach.
He's a special teamer in the NFL at best. He'll never be a wide receiver 1, never a wide receiver 2. Maybe he gets lucky and he's a wide receiver 3 on a good team.
Yeah.
Rashad Torrance II, fine. Kenny McIntosh, okay, solid running back. I like the idea of taking a running back later on. I'll give you an A for the Jake Moody pick.
I
Love
think
it.
the big problem I have is maybe Jaden Reed in the third round. Maybe if it depends on your flavor. If you want a corner or a guard instead of Eli Ricks, or you want a guard instead of Eli Ricks, that's fair. I'll give this one a be a B minus. B.
See, I give it an A minus. I think he nailed the first 4. I think you'd reach
I'll
for
give him a B.
Jaden Reed.
I'll give him a B plus.
I'm indifferent on Torrance in the 5th round. I like the idea of taking a running back later on in the draft. And Jake Moody, I think it's an A. So to me, this is an A minus. Hell, you could even argue an A draft just because he walked away with Carter and Porter Jr.
Yeah, I'll give him what the PFF gave him, B plus. Because
That's
I agree.
fair.
I love the first 3-4 picks. The other picks besides Jake Moody, I'm a little, it is what it is. But I love how you were able to get Jalen Carter without moving up or having to trade away picks. So, good mock draft. You got any other ones,
Solid.
Fish?
Solid. Thank you,
I'm going to
Fish.
send you one more.
All right, Fish, let's see the last one. Oh, wow. This is a lot. This is a handful to read.
Yeah, this is actually Jesse's.
All
so,
right,
Jesse, you
All right, no, take it off the screen. We're not doing this.
Jesse
Yeah,
solved
this is the one
This
you
is not
vetoed.
happening. Nope. That's not happening. Love you, Jesse. That's not
Jesse,
happening. You're not getting the 1st overall pick and the 4th overall pick. I don't care in what scenario, what world you give up. You give up your mom's genitals. It doesn't matter.
It looks
It's
like
not happening.
It looked like a calculus equation on there, dude. There's too much going on.
That is not happening. That is not happening. We're not acknowledging it. We're going to move forward. We're going to continue on with our day. Absolutely not. Drafting 2 cornerbacks is the way to go. Cade, I would agree, but I have a very strong feeling that the Lions are going to take a corner in free agency. I don't see how they would draft 2 corners in the first 2 rounds and pair them with Jeff Okudah and Jerry Jacobs and maybe Mike Hughes.
I honestly can see it because
then you're setting up your secondary to fail unless...
Why are you setting up just drafting another corner?
It's not about drafting another corner. That's the problem.
Because Brad's done that consistently.
I think you need a veteran corner in there.
No
I think
question.
you're missing big-time leadership.
No
now,
question.
if you bring in a Joey Porter Jr., a Devon Witherspoon, and their day one, Patrick Surtain, J.C. Horn, their rookie years, well, then you don't have a problem. And that's ideally what you're getting. But I still think you want that veteran presence. Now, maybe I'm not acknowledging Tracy Walker at safety enough. Maybe that can compensate for it, but I would be more comfortable if they brought in a safety, a corner at around $4 or $5 million a year for a 1-year deal, 2-year deal at most. Bring in a veteran corner. Go draft your corner in the 1st round.
Yeah.
You want to draft one in the 3rd or 5th round?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And again, the guy that's drafted in the 3rd or 5th round isn't coming to be your second or third corner, but you're drafting depth. You don't know what Jeff Okudah's future's going to look like. You're not going to probably keep him around. You're going to have to find a plan. And we've seen Brad consistently over the last couple of years, or last 2 years,
well, let's be
double
honest.
up on positions
Jeff
of need.
Okudah this year is going to be a top 3 corner in the NFL.
Oh, my God.
So I don't think we're considering that at all. Like, we're not factoring that in enough. He's going to be one of the best corners in the NFL. So, get ready, guys. It's happening. We'll be back when we get back. Player Spotlight with Jeff Iafrate, Noah Sewell coming up next. We'll get to him and so much more. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Guardian Alarm.
Well, let me tell you about Guardian Alarm, guys. Guardian Alarm, it's a new year, and their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call them anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone for as long as you need. Technology backed by people as well. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for more information.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots, he scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Jonathan Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes, you'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Jonathan Puck, Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
All right, let me tell you about my good friends over at Custom Health Centers. They've been working with Ryan Armani for just over a month and a half now, and he's down over 20 pounds. Yes, he went from looking like Easy to looking like Prime, Braylon Edwards, and it's all thanks to Dr. Jason and his team over at Custom Health Centers. Give them a call, 844-789-8446. We are back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. Jeff, Iafrate, Adam, Beydoun, as always. Player spotlights, and then we'll get back to the mock drafts. And we have a very interesting one from this very room that I can't wait to talk about. It's amazing, actually.
We got to get Matt and Mike to break it down.
Oh, he's ready.
Okay.
But first, player spotlight. Jeff, this week's edition, you've got Noah Sewell.
Yes.
Why?
He's intriguing. And if you don't follow Panay on any social media, you've seen him advocating for him consistently. Fish, do you have the screenshot I sent you of his story on Instagram, Panay Sewell's? Him talking about, I know we'll put this up afterwards. I just want to show what Panay said yesterday on his story, pushing once again for his brother to become a Detroit Lion.
Yeah, but do I give a fuck to listen to Panay Sewell though?
You definitely that man's gonna wear a gold jacket one day. So you better care about what he thinks.
He's an okay linebacker.
See, look at this.
Was
Panay Sewell posted, "Need little bro in Detroit. Won't regret it."
Yeah.
And
I'd love my brother to come run operations here, but he would fucking suck at it. So here we are.
You could put the other one up there, Fish. So let me break it down. Okay, so Noah Sewell, you see the height, 6'2", 253 pounds. I'm going to be honest with you, a little heavy. Even a guy like Bobby.
What does that mean? Fat?
I mean, he can't be 253 at 6'2" as an off-ball linebacker. I mean, he's a good pass rusher, but at the same time, he could definitely cut some weight. Bobby Wagner, I believe, he came into the league. He was 6 foot 240. So if you can get his weight down probably 10 pounds, he'd be solid. But you see the key traits there: pass rush ability, getting after the quarterback, his strong suit, motor. It's always easy when you get guys that have high motors. I mean, ask Dan Campbell. Those are the guys that the typical players they love. Guys that you have to peel back. You don't have to motivate to keep pushing forward. He does that at a high level. Speed is one thing I noticed too. Downhill speed. He's relentless, which honestly sometimes is also a mistake of his. I believe in his career at Oregon, he has a 15% missed tackle rate, which isn't great. But if you think about it, coming out of high school, he was actually highly recruited, more recruited than Panay Sewell. I believe Panay Sewell was a 4-star recruit. Noah was a 5-star consensus. So he was the better player coming out. I'm going to be honest with you, if it was about 15 years ago, he'd probably go in the first round. But this is 2023. He's probably going to be a second, maybe third-round pick. I would say probably third-round pick. I think there's still a lot of things to like with Noah Sewell, especially at the linebacker position. But still, I think if you're talking about taking him over Jack Campbell or Trenton Simpson, obviously you're crazy. You're not doing that. But there is things to like. I think he'd be a guy that you bring in. I wouldn't say he's a project, but again, cut the weight. There's things you're going to have to teach him, but you can't teach height. You can't teach motor. He has both those things. Again, a lot of things you like about Noah Sewell. Of course, his brother's going to advocate for him. But it really just depends on what Brad's looking for in a linebacker. And he checks a lot of those boxes, but you see it. The tackles, 56 on the year. Defensive snaps, had over 600 in his career, this season in 12 games. Defensive rating is 71.4. Again, a linebacker I like, but probably not a linebacker that the Lions will be pursuing. I think you take a linebacker in the second or third round at that 81st pick. I don't know if Noah Sewell would be that pick. But again, someone to talk about and someone that's intriguing because the Lions need a linebacker, and here's Noah Sewell. He's not a bad linebacker, and he'll be in the middle of the draft. So someone to consider. I don't think it's going to happen, but there is some things to like about him. But there's also some negatives as well, just like any other prospect.
What do I say about Noah Sewell, huh?
Yeah. And Stephen Baffy puts it perfectly. Third round is too rich for my blood. I would not take him over Hendon Hooker, Javon Dexter, or Jordan Battle. And that's the question, right? Who's available? Would you rather take Noah over some of those guys? I would agree with you. I wouldn't, but you never know. I think this is a guy that could fall in the draft. You had Malcolm Fauti in the 6th round. He turned out to be a pretty good player. As long as you're not taking Noah Sewell super high on your board, then I don't think there's really much risk in it. I don't.
All right, well, look, here's what I think of Noah Sewell. I think it's a cute story. Obviously, Penei Sewell's going to advocate for his brother. All respect, no problem with that at all. But, I put that key stat over there for a reason, which is his rush defensive snaps. He played in the Pac-12, pass-heavy league. He was more of a rush defender.
Yeah, he's more of a zone coverage linebacker, and that's
and you
his
need
problem.
You do need it, but I don't see it. I don't. I see a contributing linebacker in the NFL, like a Malcolm Rodriguez, like an Alex Anzalone. But if you're the Lions, you need a linebacker, and a damn good one. And just because, look, again, respect to Penei Sewell. That's my bro, man. That's my bro. You getting me, baby. But the younger me, whatever it is. It's fun. It's all a great story. I'm not in love with the prospect. The idea of it is cute, but man, you need somebody that can just be your day one if you're gonna draft one.
Right.
And I don't know where that is as of yet. I've seen the Overshawn comments. I've seen Trenton Simpson. We've seen Jack Campbell obviously be discussed here. You're looking for better than what's available, and he's not the best of the bunch. He just isn't. But again, you can't coach mentality, hunger. Maybe he does check off all those boxes, and I'm not taking that into consideration.
Yeah. And again, if you're taking a linebacker, there's probably, like you said, 2 to 3 guys that you'd prefer over Noah Sewell. That's why this is just someone I'm highlighting. Again, we don't do these to advocate to come to the Lions, but these are prospect highlights. And I wanted to talk about him. Even before the Penei Sewell screenshot, I wanted to talk about Noah Sewell because you've seen more and more just Lions fans discussing it. The brothers pairing up. But not just that. He's a good football player.
He's a good football player.
I just don't think he's going to be a top, 1 to first, second, maybe even third round pick. So someone the Lions should consider. Someone the Lions should consider, but I don't think they'll
what do the Lions struggle with doing at linebacker? Zone coverage, man-to-man coverage, pass coverage in general, they suck at the linebacker position.
And he's not the greatest linebacker.
That's Jack Campbell
pass
at the moment.
Coverage. Right.
And you're going to look at a guy like Overshawn that could possibly do it. Trenton Simpson's an athlete, could eventually learn how to do it, but struggled in college with it. Noah Sewell is nice, it's cute, it's a good story, but do I need another guy that can attack the gaps and help with the run defense? It wouldn't hurt. Noah Sewell would be a good pick. I'm not going to hate it. But I have Anzalone and Malcolm doing the same shit already. So how am I getting better? That would be my question.
Mm-hmm.
Does this make me better? I don't know. I don't think so. Not that I don't know. I don't think so. And what do I got to spend? What kind of pick are we talking here? What round?
Yeah, that's the question, too.
Late second, early third?
Yeah, I would even say, I think early third would be friendly. Maybe third. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was fourth. The thing about Noah Sewell, too, is if you watch the tape and you watch him, a lot of over-pursuing, right? He's always, you saw the pass rush snaps. They line him up a lot, getting after the quarterback, and he can do it. But the problem is once he gets to the NFL, he will get exposed in play action. Like knowing how aggressive he is, teams are going to love that. They're going to be like, come on, come in here. We'll get you with play action. You'll bite, and someone will be open. So there's a lot of things he's going to have to learn. That's why I don't think he's as primed and ready to be, an impact player right away like Jack Campbell, Trenton Simpson, those types of guys. But still someone that I like. Again, I just don't think it's realistic to take him in the first 2 rounds. I don't.
It's not. And even the third, again, I'm trying to identify what issues do I have, okay? We all know linebacker is one of them. I have 2 second-round picks. Is Noah Sewell going to be on the board at that time? Yes. Is he going to be on my board to take in the second round? God, no.
No.
I'm going to look at Overshawn, Trenton Simpson. And look, let's all be real here. This is all leading up to February 28th, which is the NFL Combine. Wait till the Combine.
Yeah.
And people see players like Overshawn, linebackers like Jack Campbell, linebackers like Trenton Simpson.
See how they test.
And you're going to see a lot of this. We'll see how Noah Sewell does. And maybe he does himself a ton of favors. I don't know. I think, to me, it's just more of a cute story. And let's all not forget here. What happened during mock drafts last year, huh? Everybody was talking about, can't wait till next year. Noah Sewell, baby. Get the Sewell brothers. Remember that, guys? Yeah, I do. I remember that. I think we're trying to make something happen out of nothing. Right. I like the player. Good job on the spotlight, by the way. A lot of good things, but
also some bad things.
Considering what capital the Lions do have, it's not intriguing to me. 81. Oh, I'd rather take Hendon Hooker based off of your picks. I'd rather take a running back. Yeah. I'd rather take a lot of things more than a linebacker when I know I can get one in the second round.
And I think Funky, he put it perfectly, YouTube chat thread. He said the league has gone to 2 off-ball linebacker schemes, 1 hammer and 1 scraper. Malcolm is the hammer. Now go find the scraper. Noah's another hammer. Yeah, I agree. I think Noah and Malcolm are very similar players in their play style. So you have a point, Funky. That's why I don't see him as the best fit if you're going to take him, if he's the only linebacker you'd take. But, we'll see. I'm curious to see how he tests. I think that's the big thing. If he can cut some weight, just a little bit. He's not overweight, but he's not fluid with his hips. I mean, there's a couple things he's got to work on.
Fair enough.
But that's what it is, a late-round pick.
Let's take a break. When we get back, top of the hour, player spotlight, Jake Moody coming up next, and then we'll get to Broder's mock draft.
Jake Moody!
9:15. What if I told you the best NBA player in the last decade were to become available? What would you do to get him? We'll have that conversation at 9:15. 9:30, a little NFL talk. Jonathan Gannon, Eric Bieniemy. Got to have the conversation. It's just the way the world works. We'll get to all that and more coming up next. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Chili Peppers Tanning.
Let me tell you about them. Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find all the cleanest salons in the D, with spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. You can join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your Vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations and more on the way.
Chili Peppers, Dad!
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. You could try the classic meatloaf or Cajun chicken Alfredo, but how about breakfast as well? They have the stuffed potato pancakes, and they're officially back. The Lumberjack, Santa Fe Garden, or Blockbuster. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. As always, Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate. All right. Jeff, you know I like you, right? I love you. I care for you. What do you want, Fish?
I want to shout out a lovely person, Alex Westfall. I want him to feel better.
He can go fuck himself.
Well,
I'm trying to introduce the segment, buddy. Fuck you and Westfall.
What did I do?
You interrupted me.
Well, because I want to shout out the
Fuck
best
Alex
TV.
Westfall. Give me the camera. Fuck you, Alex Westfall. Like I care. I'm trying to do a show.
You should, because you got me. You want me?
God help
I
me.
want me, but not many people do.
Fish, I want you, man.
I don't want you, Fish. I don't.
I figured that. But hey, by the way, Champions League, you gonna tap in?
God.
Liverpool, Real Madrid? Rematch of the final last year? No? I mean, if you're not gonna watch that, I can't really help you. That's like, it's like the best of the best.
Yeah, Fish, I don't
Yes,
know what
Jeff?
to say. Like, you actually, this is like one of the first times I'm speechless.
Why?
Like, I don't know what to say. Move on. Jake Moody. Let's move on. What do you got to say about Jake Moody?
He's a good kicker. There you go.
Kicker.
End of the segment. Moving on.
Fish.
All right. My player spotlight today is Jake Moody. I'm not sure how most of you feel in the chat. Jeff, if you want to throw up a poll, you can. Let's do a poll. Would you be open to the idea of the Lions drafting a kicker in round 6?
Okay.
That's the reality. Would you take the kicker? My theory on kickers is if you have one of the good ones, the elite ones, you notice how impactful it is. And if you have an average kicker or even just good, and they get you by, it's fine, but it does change the way you approach situational football. If I have Justin Tucker and I'm down a point and I get the ball back with 24 seconds, I only got to go maybe 35, 37 yards, and I'm in range. Now, it's a difficult field goal. Yeah, it is. But makeable. It's a 64-yard field goal. If I get 41, 42 yards, now it becomes a 59, 58-yard field goal. So I only got to get 2, 3 first downs or 2 chunk plays, and I'm in range. And when you have that, and Lions fans, you should know this because we've had Matt Prater in town. And you all remember the Caldwell days, the fourth quarter comebacks, game-winning 54, 55, 58, 52-yard field goals. It's a weapon. And I kind of don't mind the Lions taking a chance on it in the 6th round. Why not? Bring him in, let him compete. And who knows, maybe he's an excellent kicker. But what Jake Moody did that no other kicker, in my opinion, in the country did, was he hit clutch field goals situationally more than anybody else. Any kicker coming out. I've seen the Ohio State kicker. He's rated number 1. I saw that dude shank a fucking game-winning field goal.
Ruggles.
Exactly on New Year's Day. On the dot, 12 o'clock. He's ranked higher than Moody. Great. Take him. Welcome. Give me Jake Moody. He's got the leg. I think he can still develop a 2, 3, 4 more yards worth of leg power. I do think that's doable. We've seen Justin Tucker do it. There are ways. There's training for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's accurate. He's one of the most accurate kickers coming out. Why not? 70% of you say 6th round. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and
Take a chance on the kicker. I'd rather have a really good kicker than just a good one.
And you saw how important that was this year. Like, the Lions felt like they had to go for it on 4th down because you couldn't trust your kicker. Now, if you have a kicker you can trust and an excellent kicker, man, Jake Moody, you take him in the 6th round, you could have him for easily 15 years, 16 years. We saw Prater here for a while, so I think it's worth it. I wanted to add the 7th round asterisk in there just in case people wanted to wait. But if he's there in the 6th round, you don't want to lose him, take him. Why not?
All right,
I think it's worth it. I know we see James Houston, Malcolm Rodriguez, and how they pan out. It's Brad can find talent late in the draft, but with Jake Moody, with how long you can have him a part of your organization, kicking at a high level, to me, it's worth it.
All right, well, here's what I want to do. I'm glad we all agree on this. Actually, a very good conversation. I want to move on to Matt Broder joining us in the studio. I want to get to his mock draft. Matt Broder, good friend of ours. Matt put together a little piece for us to discuss. And he ended up trading back, Jeff. Not up, he traded back.
Smart man.
And what Broder ended up doing was trading back with the Atlanta Falcons, acquiring a 2nd-round pick, some future picks. And, Fish, you can throw it up anytime you want. Look at that. Would you look at that? Trading back acquires a future first and a 2nd-round pick. I'm kind of surprised you got the 2nd-round pick and a future first. I thought it'd be one or the other.
And you only traded back 2 spots?
But I'm gonna let Matt go through this because this is something. So Matt, floor is yours, buddy.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I think Atlanta in this draft, if I remember correctly, they moved up to get Tyree Wilson. They wanted to get their edge. Some mock drafts I've done, they've come up to get a quarterback too when C.J. Stroud or Will Levis has fallen. But I took the opportunity to get more picks for Brad Holmes later in the draft and for the upcoming year. I want Devon Witherspoon at all costs. I don't want to take him at 6, but if you can get back into the 8, 9, 11, 12 range, man, I say we get our cornerback for the future.
I love the idea of Witherspoon at 8, home run at 8. Love the idea of you trading back, getting capital for basically Atlanta to draft an edge or a quarterback. Sign me up. Brian Burris, 18, solid. You address the interior. Love it, love it, love it. You went guard in the 2nd round. Interesting.
I love solidifying our offensive line. If we're not going to sign Vaitai, go for that guard. If Osiris
well, you
Torrance,
have that luxury because you address the interior and corner, which are the 2 biggest needs right now. So
exactly. And at 44, I think Emmanuel Forbes was off the draft board. Otherwise, I may have snagged my 2nd quarterback at that time. But I love Avila and Osiris Torrance from Florida if you can jump up and get them to.
Why Felix Uzama? Why? Out of Kansas State.
He's, after the top edges in the draft, he's one of the edges that can be your every down rusher. He can rush the quarterback, and he's above average at stopping the run. So you can plug and play him there with Aiden and James Houston. The draft critics love his bend. Yeah, and I know that's something Brad Holmes loves. You see that with James Houston. Having another guy like Uzoma, that's kind of a scary defense for me.
He's got over 20 sacks in 3 years. So,
he gets home.
Something, yeah.
He gets home. Ringo in the 3rd round. How?
This one,
and I don't even want him, by the way. I just think it's insane.
He fell to me too. I just avoided him.
Really? At 81?
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know how realistic it is, but again, who knows?
I'd like him as the 2nd quarterback we take in the draft. I don't want him to be the feature guy that we get, but I like his athleticism and speed. If you've got Devon Witherspoon on the other side, just shutting down half the field, Ringo with his speed and athleticism can take his chances and he can develop. He's got Kirby Joseph behind him now, and with the interior linemen and edges we're getting earlier in the draft. Man, I think you take a chance on Ringo with that build.
I have a question.
Hit me.
Who was there when you took Brian Bursi?
Joey Porter was there.
Okay, but you took Witherspoon.
I took Witherspoon, so I decided.
What are the edge rushers?
I think Miles Murphy was off the board, and he's one I might consider. But if I'm not getting Tyree Wilson or Will Anderson, if I'm not getting those top 2 edges,
right?
I'm solidifying the big boys. I'm going with interior linemen, maybe even guard if Kalijah Clancy out of Pittsburgh, if he falls to 18, depending on how the top of the draft goes, I like drafting the big boys in that 18 spot.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a need. I know Brian Bersee, people have mixed opinions on him, but you got him. I mean, he was projected top 10 for a while, and you got him at 18. So there's no doubt the value there. Steve Avila, don't know a ton about him, but again, TCU, played the Natty. He's got a ton of experience. Sure, he's a good player. I actually don't mind it. I like every one of your draft picks. I just can't believe it. I'm curious to see where Ringo really falls. I think he could be a guy that slides maybe to the second round. If he's there at 81, I would be absolutely shocked. I think you got to pull that trigger just to take it. I mean, it's not that it's for a guy that was projected top 10. Yeah, I mean,
worth a shot.
Say what you want about him in the third round at 81. Yeah, it's worth it. But honestly, I like the draft. I know PFF gave you an A. I'd probably give you an A, B plus, A minus, whatever it is. I
would give you, because I think you reached. I think you reached for guard. I do, but I think it's a B plus, A minus draft.
That's what I thought initially, but then you look at what he got after.
No, it's an A draft.
You look at what he got after the guard. It's pretty good.
Well, I don't care about the guard. I take back what I said. It's an A draft because you acquired a future first in the 2024 NFL draft.
Right.
And you've now set me up with a top 10 pick likely in next year's draft, along with the Lions pick, to potentially move up and draft a quarterback. I take back everything I said. A plus.
Yeah, he got future assets.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Let's take a break. When we get back, what if I told you? What if I told you the best player in the NBA for the last decade became available? What would you do? If you owned a team, you ran a team, you were the coach of a team, would you go after him? Because he's available. And there's one team that's going to be very happy. And we'll get to him next, coming up. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Swiss Insurance. Check them out, and you won't be disappointed. You can check with them this week for your commercial insurance review. They can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance. Contact them. Mark at SwissINS.com for more information.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. As always, Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate. Thank you for everybody for joining us this morning. Fun little segment here. We got about 12, 13 minutes. And I want to ask all of you a question. What would you do if the best player for the last decade became available in the NBA? Wouldn't you want to go after him? If you were a contender, at least, right? You'd want to go after him. And arguably the best player for the last decade in the NBA was traded and then waived. And is now free to go play wherever he wants. And that's Russell Westbrook. Going to sign and play with the Los Angeles Clippers, who are destined for the greatest run in franchise history, which is getting to the second round of the NBA playoffs. How about that? How about Russell Westbrook? How about the best point guard in the last 10 years being wrongfully traded? And he'll redeem himself in LA. Because if it didn't work with Kevin Durant, if it didn't work with James Harden, if it didn't work with Bradley Beal, if it didn't work with Paul George,
James Harden, keep going. KD, keep going.
If it didn't work with any of these guys, LeBron, AD, if it didn't work with any of these guys, remember, it's not his fault. Okay? And he'll make it work with Kawhi and Paul George. Remember, you heard it here on the morning show first. The Los Angeles Clippers will make it to the second round of the NBA playoffs.
Hang it up in the rafters.
Put a fucking banner up. Because they just signed Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, this is a disaster. I don't Russell Westbrook, to me, one of my favorite players to watch. I know you've had your feelings about him. I've always respected him. He's a Hall of Fame point guard. But the last...
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, he's
Stephon Marbury is a Hall of Fame point guard. What the fuck does the Hall of Fame mean in the NBA? It means nothing. Everybody gets in the Hall of Fame in the NBA.
Well, there's a difference between Marbury and Russell Westbrook. Yeah, huge difference.
Both shit to me.
Well, that's your opinion.
It's
but
not
the
an
last
opinion,
couple
it's
years,
a fact.
yeah, you're absolutely right. Russell Westbrook, man, it's been tough. He's a player that hasn't aged the best. He's a player that still can't shoot. And the Clippers, by the way, you get rid of John Wall because he can't shoot. You know what? Let's go get Russell Westbrook, who also can't shoot. But again, you play with Paul George. They have a relationship. I'm curious to see how this goes. You get traded from LA, you go to Utah, you get a buyout. Now you're back in LA with the Clippers. Russell Westbrook has consistently shown that whatever team he's on over the last couple of years, he's hurt more than he's helped. So I don't know who the hell convinced who that this was a great idea, but they'll find out. When you look at a guy like Russell Westbrook, you think of the MVP years, you think of a young Russell Westbrook. That isn't who you're getting.
Yeah. What's a respectable shooting percentage in the NBA? I don't want to put a number on it because I'm biased.
From
obviously.
the field?
Yeah. Give me a respectable number.
I would say
for the average NBA player.
Okay, average NBA player from the field
should shoot what?
Between 40 and 45%.
Okay, what should an elite
Closer
Hall of
to
Fame
50.
Basketball player shoot?
Closer to 50, if not 50.
Realistically?
Yeah, like KD's a 50%.
So that's fair to you.
Yeah.
Elite and then average, right? Russell Westbrook's career is 43% from the field.
Oof.
Yeah.
Affects the game in
You know how many times he's shot over
different
45%?
ways, but he's not efficient.
You know how many times he's shot over 45%?
How many times?
Once.
How many turnovers has he averaged his career?
I wouldn't need to talk about that.
Because he's up there
Too
in
much.
turnovers. That's the
too
problem
much.
with Russell. He's a good defender. Still is a pretty good defender. Good
No, he's
passer.
not a good defender. I wouldn't say that. I think that's nice of you.
Well,
Back in the day, sure, I'd give you he's a good defender.
He's not a bad defender. How about that? He's not. He's not a bad defender. Now, offensively, Jesus, we can talk about that. Dude. I mean, it's bad.
Look, I just I don't mean to shit on Russell Westbrook, but I can't help it because it's one of my pain points in life. It's my boy. It's my boy. And the story of Russell Westbrook, I hope you all take it. This part is actually very serious. I hope you understand and you can learn something actually from Russell Westbrook.
What? What can I learn?
Is that in life, you can be really good. You can be really good at a point. You can be very good. You can be on your game. But life moves on. And you have to adapt. And when you become a player that doesn't learn how to shoot the three in a growing modern era where shooting the three is everything, when you become a player that consistently turns the ball over, a player that down the stretch in games attacks the basket, jacks up wild shots, when you have LeBron James and Kevin Durant on your team, when you become that player, when you become that person in life that gets tunnel visioned, instead of taking a step back and realizing this is where the game is going, I need to go where the game is going, because if I don't, I'm not going to be in it long term. And what do you know? He's fallen off completely. Completely. That's a story of life. We saw this with Melo. How long did it take Melo to accept he should come off the bench? And it gave him a final 2 good years in the NBA, honestly. Russell Westbrook never wanted to change. He never wanted to adapt. He always thought he was the alpha, but the reality was he was a poor man's number 2. And when you don't accept what you are in life, when you can't adopt a position, not even a position, a role in your work environment, life environment, you know, as a parent, you're a provider, you're a protector for your children. But you'd be a shitty parent if you didn't do that. Because you're so focused still about yourself, and you're at work all day, and you're out with your friends, and you neglect your kids. Well, then you're a shit parent. But you chose that. You made that decision, not the kid. Russell Westbrook at a time was one of the most exciting players to watch in the NBA. He was so athletic. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was a monster.
Great to watch. I would never want him on my team. I'd rather start my team with Tony Parker or Chauncey Billups before I ever considered starting my team with Russell Westbrook. What's up, Fish?
I want to get both of you's reaction. Jeff, you said something yesterday about Gilbert Arenas. You want to bring it up, or you want me to bring it up?
You can bring it up.
Okay.
Talk to me. What's going on?
Okay. Gilbert Arenas, I guess, brought up yesterday or a couple days ago that Russell Westbrook is the, last piece you need to complete a championship team? Something like that?
Well,
Who said that?
Gilbert Arenas?
Well, Gilbert
Arenas is a fucking idiot.
Well, it's
Russell Westbrook. You know how you build a championship team around Russell Westbrook?
Well, he would have had 5 rings if that was the case.
I'm giving you the formula. Do you want to listen or not?
I'd love to.
Do you know how you build a championship winning team? A mentality, a roster that can take you to the top. You get rid of Russell Westbrook, just like the Lakers just did. And they're now going to try to make a playoff push at least. And they're already a lot better without him.
Yeah, he needs to be on his... No, I'm not talking...
He's a number 3 on a stacked team.
But I think he's best suited for his own team.
Yeah, well, no, he's not. In his head, he is.
No,
that's the problem.
No, I'm not talking about to have success. I just think for his career, he struggles to play with multiple superstars. I mean, he's shown that, and I think it'll continue to be shown. Gilbert Arenas, there's a difference. I mean, there's always a brotherhood in the NBA. Like Paul George advocating for Russell Westbrook doesn't surprise me. Gilbert Arenas saying he's the last piece to a championship team doesn't surprise me. But when you're unbiased and you're a viewer, a fan of the game, and you're watching, you're going to have different opinions. Like these guys, Gilbert and his relationship with Russell Westbrook's a little different than me and Adam sitting up here. We watch Russell. We know what he is. But it's hard for people to separate from the personal relationship they have with Russell. He's probably a great human being.
Great dude. Nothing to do with it.
But on the basketball court?
I would never want him on my team.
No, I wouldn't either. So
Russell Westbrook is the guy that joins your team, gets you in as the 8-7 seed, and you get swept in the first round. And you rinse and repeat that cycle.
Right.
And you know what happened to the Houston Rockets when Chris Paul left? And they brought in Russell Westbrook?
That was a disaster.
They went from one of the top 5 offensive and defensive efficient teams to bottom 3 in the NBA. Think about that. With James Harden and that whole crew still. And they still won a lot of games. But they tanked defensively, and they became significantly less efficient on offense. Why? And that was prime Russell Westbrook. That was coming off 2 years after his MVP season. Triple-double. He gets triple-doubles, guys. It's such a fucked stat because how many of his rebounds are contested? And if I want rebounds, who do I want getting them? My fucking point guard or my 3, 4, and 5 who can distribute to the point, who can then lead the counter and break? It's all a joke.
Triple doubles in today's.
It's always been a joke.
Triple doubles in today's NBA so overblown.
Should I be impressed by Luka Doncic's his triple doubles? In theory, yeah, it's impressive, but that's not what I'm looking for.
Right.
And nobody talks about his triple doubles when he gets the Mavs to the Western Conference Finals last year. You know why? Because putting up 47, hitting big time shots against the Phoenix Suns and everybody else.
Okay, we got a surprise for you. I didn't realize it was happening now, but today, I don't know if you're aware, today is called Fat Tuesday, also known as Punchki Day. Do you know what that is?
The fuck is that?
Well, I figured you'd say we have a surprise for you. So if the mystery guest would like to bring it up, we'll make sure you're not on camera.
Adam.
If you'd like a little camera shot. But we have a present for you, and I'd like you to eat it on the air. I can explain what it is if you'd like that as well.
What the fuck is this?
Raise it up so the camera can see it.
That's a punchki.
It's a punchki?
What?
A punchki.
A punchki?
Yeah.
It's a donut.
I mean, not really. It's a different name. What's the, is it lemon filling? Custard. Okay, so the one you have is custard filling. So they have a few different filling. They got custard. Well, they have like a bunch of them. They got like custard, raspberry.
Adam holding that looks like a kid at his birthday party. Look at him.
What do you want me to do with this?
I want you to eat it. It's Fat Tuesday. What do you mean? What do you want me to do with it? Eat it. It's good. I haven't had one. I haven't had like an authentic one though. This is like.
Is this authentic?
I mean, it's better than like the ones
from Jimmy John's? I don't know.
Well, it's better
than
the
Where do you
ones.
get these?
What the hell you get?
Polish donut.
It's a Polish donut.
Polish donut.
Yeah.
I see. Did you
it's
really
like
think
not
I
the-
know what the fuck this is?
Do I know what it is?
Try it on camera, Fish. Let's see that.
Do I
let's
really
see
have to try this shit?
I mean, do you like donuts with filling in the middle?
Oh, he loves things with filling.
My
in the
wife
middle.
does.
Oh gosh, Gee, I knew that was coming.
Maybe take 2 to get to the middle of it. Uh-oh.
It's a donut.
It's the
I
most
figured you'd say
anticlimactic
that.
thing ever.
It's a donut.
Spell punch key.
They call it Fat Tuesday. No wonder this country's fucking obese. Moving on.
Hey, there's people standing outside since 3 a.m. to get
Because
these
they're
things.
fat fucks and they're obese. That's why. If you stand outside at 3 a.m. for a fucking punch key, whatever the fuck this thing is
Punch
called,
key.
whatever this is called, whatever the cream-filled donut.
So now all of a sudden you don't like cream.
Wow.
Man, this guy's weird.
What? What? It's Fat Tuesday. The fuck I'm supposed to know. Moving on.
You should know certain days.
No, I shouldn't.
What do you mean, no, you shouldn't?
I wish I could help you here. I have no idea what this is. It tastes fine.
Will you
It
finish
doesn't taste
though?
bad. I'll say that. It doesn't taste bad.
Oh, will you finish it?
Probably not.
Ugh.
Because I don't want to end up looking like fucking the obese people on the cover of
Okay.
Victoria's Secret.
You're not with just one. Maybe with like 4 or 5 or 6 or 2.
So the popular thing to do would be to fill it with like fruit, right? Is that what people are saying in the chat? Because that sounds pretty good, to be honest with you. Never had a punchki, but
I've always wanted to go down to like an authentic punchki place and get one, but I always forget because the day just catches up to me and I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, I missed it. But I didn't. Because some nice human being brought him in.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. Fish, go fuck yourself. We're going to take a break.
Trying to
when
help
we get
you.
back, NFL talk. We'll go around the
I'm
NFL.
actually
Derek Carr's
culturing
free
you.
agency. Jonathan Gannon being introduced looking like an AI machine. And, of course, Eric Bieniemy being given the offensive coordinating position in Washington. Did he get a fair shot? We'll talk about that next coming up. But before we do, I got to tell you about where a lot of you, especially every one of you that have been waiting outside for a punch key, whatever the hell this is called, since 3 a.m. should go to, and that's Planet Fitness. Open 24/7, multiple hundreds of locations actually. $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Sign up today by visiting them in store or by going to planetfitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Yep.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live. WoodwardSports.com.
Man just handed me the punchki.
Just eat it.
I'll take it if no one wants it.
We'll give it to you, buddy.
I'll be happy to take
I'll
it.
hand deliver it to you.
Oh, go for it.
Fish, I swear to God, one of these days I'm going to end you. Getting sick of this.
Thank you, sir. What is the custard one? Look at this. How do you not want this? It's yumminess in my mouth.
Okay, pause.
How do you not? What is what? Do you like anything that involves food? Do you eat food? Do you eat food?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not even a big sweets fan. I have sweets like maybe 3 times a month. But how do you not? Come on. Eat something like good. Do you like what foods do you like? Steak. You're a steak fan, right?
Yeah. It's yummy.
Okay.
It's fish.
What?
I'm just dead at it's yumminess in my mouth is what you just said.
It is.
Fish. What else do you like in your mouth?
Hey, hold on. Wow.
Oh, he brought it up, not me.
I mean,
that just didn't
chicken
sound right.
fingers.
You like what? What do you like in your mouth?
Chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers,
pizza.
dudes.
Okay, don't. Why'd you have to say chicken fingers, dude?
Chicken fingers, dudes, fish sticks.
He's just setting himself up.
It's all similar.
I eat fish sticks probably twice a year. But
Interesting.
They're okay.
I would take you as a fish stick guy, but here, I guess I was wrong. All right, around the NFL, Eric Bieniemy takes the OC job with the Commanders. Jonathan Gannon out in Arizona. Jeff. Jonathan Gannon, weird vibes. I'm going to I'm going to defer. I'm not going to have this conversation about Jonathan Gannon, but what I want to bring up is Eric Bieniemy had to go OC to OC and separate himself from Andy Reid to potentially get a chance. Does that make sense to you?
No, it doesn't. Makes no sense.
And I'm not even a fan of Eric Bieniemy's. I'll be very blunt and straightforward.
Yeah.
Fish, what the fuck?
It's good.
God, whichever one you are, help me. Buddha, Jesus. What do the Chinese people believe in? The dragons or cows? I don't know.
Dragons.
I don't know. I really
Jesus.
don't. I'm not trying to be ignorant. Anybody, any God, help me. Somebody, one of you, help me. Hi. I'm not even a fan of Eric Bieniemy.
Right.
I don't get the hype. I am concerned with the last 3, 4, 5 years of interviews. But OC to OC, to go coach Carson Wentz over Patrick Mahomes, he's got no chance, does he?
It's an uphill battle.
It's a horrible situation.
Yeah, I don't agree with the move itself, but I understand it. Like, if you're Eric Bieniemy and you have the best resume out of all available candidates for any head coaching job, and you have to take a lateral move just to prove yourself, I mean, that's tough. And go to Washington out of every place. I mean, we talk about the organization first, but there's uncertainty at the head coaching spot with Ron Rivera. We don't know what his future holds. It's just a lot of dysfunction in Washington. You don't even know who you have at quarterback. It's assuming it's going to be Sam Howell, but is Sam Howell even good? I don't know. So Eric Bieniemy, the fact that he has to take this job, I think it should open up a lot of people's eyes to kind of what's going on in the NFL, what's been going on in the NFL for Eric and other candidates like a Gannon or a Steichen. I mean, say what you want about Eric Bieniemy. Oh, Andy Reid calls the plays. I get all that, but you can't deny Eric Bieniemy's importance to what the Chiefs are doing. I think they'll still be fine without him, but there's still an importance with Eric Bieniemy there. I think there's value with him. And if I'm him, I'm staying in Kansas City. I'm staying there. You got the best quarterback in the league. You're going to be with him for as long as you desire. And who knows what Andy Reid's future holds, whether he retires or not. And maybe you get to take over for Andy Reid and take that job. But again, this is unfortunate, but at the same time, this is what we've came to, right? I mean, you look around the NFL, you see guys like Jonathan Gannon who gets out-coached drastically in the second half of the Super Bowl, and he gets a head coaching job. But it is Arizona. And I don't know how many people are clamoring to take that job either with Kyler Murray and the contract he's under. So it's sad that we've came to this point, but at the same time, I don't agree with his decision to go to Washington. But again, this is what he needs to do. There's going to be things that maybe Eric Bieniemy didn't do in Kansas City that he's going to have to do in Washington. Maybe that Andy Reid did. Because you listen to LaShawn Shady, McCoy, when he played for Kansas City, he talked a lot about this. I think it was yesterday or the day prior, about how Andy Reid led a lot of those meetings. He stood in front of the team and talked. He watched film with the offense and made corrections. Like, Eric Bieniemy didn't do any of that. Usually it's the OC that does those things. Andy Reid did it. So you have an opportunity to coach the best quarterback. You don't have to do half the things the OC does anyway because you have Andy Reid, and you get to learn from Andy Reid. Sounds like a no-brainer situation to me. But again, he wants to be a head coach. He's had how many interviews? Probably like 10 interviews in his entire career, somewhere around that number. And he hasn't gotten an opportunity once. So it is what it is. This is where we came to. And for Eric Bieniemy, it's just sad. I mean, to say the least, that his only option would be to do something like this, to be able to get a job. So say what you want, man. This is what the NFL is. I mean, you have a league where probably 80% of your league is African American, but there's only, 4 head coaches, including Mike McDaniel. And if you even want to include Mike McDaniel, it's unfortunate. But this is where we are. So it's not worth complaining about. I know some of these comments too. Fish, did you finish the Poochki? Did you finish it?
Not yet. You want to have another bite?
No.
I mean,
No,
I can.
No, I don't. I don't, Fish. Did you like it though, right? Yeah, look at it.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Just don't say it's yumminess in my mouth again, please.
Why lie?
Oh.
Why lie to the people? It's good. What am I supposed to do? It's good.
The man just said you want to bite.
Look. I mean, how do you not, Stick?
Stick.
We got Punchki in the back, man. Adam Morrissey hooked it up.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Stick, Stick. Fish has been a madman this whole entire show so far. So it is what it is.
Is that a compliment or not? I
No,
sense
actually,
both
it's a
negativity in
compliment
there.
and also an insult. Because you've been great, but then you say it's yumminess in my mouth, and I get put back.
What am I supposed to say? It's terrible. It's good.
It is,
but it's like better than good. Like a donut's here. Punchki.
No,
there.
it's like, how many Punchkis you eating today, Fish?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
it's better than
it could
like
be.
one Punchki is more calories than Fish consumes in a week. Because all Fish does is walk around with protein bars.
Yep. I still have it over there. I'm gonna eat it. About 25 minutes.
Fish. That's your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I guess it will be.
See, I love it.
And what is going on this morning? Where the hell is Adam? I walk in, I got the Jeff monologue going on.
He did
Fish
the
is
same,
in the
he
TV
did the
booth.
same
There's
thing.
nobody in the sound booth.
You know what's
He did the same thing yesterday. He said, "I'm dying," and just walked
I
away.
did this yesterday, Stick. I talked about Jared Goff for probably 10, 12 minutes by myself.
All right.
But then it just kind of happened. I don't know. Adam just kind of disappears. I think Fish just finally got rid of him.
Well, you were just talking about Eric Bieniemy, and did you see that coaching tree I sent in the Twitter thread
Yes,
here at
yeah,
Woodward Sports?
I checked that
Like,
out.
it is crazy. Paul Brown is like the top dog, and then underneath him is Bill Walsh, Don Shula, and Chuck Noll. Every coach in the NFL today is a part of those three's coaching tree.
The founding.
Every single coach. It is absolutely insane that 3 men are responsible for every single head coach, black and white. Tony
Yeah.
Dungy is the one, obviously, with the most black head coaches under him. He's got Mike Tomlin, Leslie Frazier, Todd Bowles. I was wondering what you were doing. Fish is over there. There's nobody here. Jeff is up here doing a monologue about Eric Bieniemy. And so I figured I'd just come in and I love this chart.
Yeah,
I could tell Stick is gravely concerned. I don't know why. We held it down for an hour and a half before you even noticed. That means we're doing something right.
Well, I just walked in.
The show.
Well, I know.
The show is going off the rails.
It's Fat Tuesday. Yeah, go to break. I'm out of here. Good morning, everybody.
All right.
Enjoy your Punchkis. Fat Tuesday. Shout out to the Polish people.
Okay, well then, since we're going to break, let's hear about SMA then.
All right, let me tell you about SMA because I need them right about now. The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. This is the S Word. Their new podcast helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry. Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
As always, the Lions potentially, and I think likely now, the way it's trending, they're going to play the Chiefs overseas. Looks like that's going to happen.
You know what's even better about that? It's a road game.
Yes.
So instead of Arrowhead, it would be
so
in
really
Germany.
You're playing 8-8-1. 8 home, 8 road, 1 neutral.
Yeah.
And playing in the neutral site over Arrowhead is much friendlier for the Detroit Lions. They probably will still lose to the Chiefs, but I like the idea of playing overseas.
Yeah.
Fan of it?
Yeah, I am. I think it's great exposure, especially for someone like an organization like the Lions, to be able to go overseas. And it's not like they have great luck overseas. I think the last time they played was in 2015. They went to Wembley Stadium and actually coincidentally played the Chiefs, and they got absolutely blown out, 45-10. But this is a different time. But I love, for any team to have a chance to go overseas. I mean, it's great exposure. You see the Packers go there with the Giants last year. Half the crowd's in Giants gear, half's in Packers gear. Like, it's just great exposure, not only for the game, but for your organization. Like, to get the Lions more global. I love it. Not even, does it suck you're playing the Chiefs? Yeah, but it's still great. Instead of playing at Arrowhead, I get to go to Germany.
We'll see. It's not confirmed yet, but I mean, that spot
if it
is
happens,
available.
I'm all for it.
Spot's available. I'm game for it.
And that's got to suck, too, like, as a player, to have to travel all the way out to Germany.
Yeah, no, it's horrible logistically for any team. That is not the most ideal situation.
No. And do you think, and this is one thing I always think of, too, like, do you think the NFL will be more global? Like, there'll be more games, not more games, but different locations. Maybe they go farther.
Maybe, yeah, but I don't think the NFL will ever be like the NBA because... Well, basketball's in Italy, and it's all across Europe, and Luka Doncic came from Europe, and so did Nikola Jokic, and, well, everybody's playing it. They even played in Brazil. It's the second popular sport behind soccer.
Right.
Where would the NFL fall? It would fall 4th, 5th in some of those countries because of cricket and other sports, so that's just the reality. So, no, it can never be global like the NBA, but, diversifying your fan base, I don't see a problem with that at all.
Eric Allen says Goodell just came out and said he wants to create a division in Europe. No, he didn't.
Goodell.
No, he didn't. Did he really say that? Thinking about it.
Yeah, impossible.
The logistics of that.
They used to have Adam. You might be too young as well. They used to have the NFL in Europe back in like the 90s.
You're 20 years old.
Well, yeah, but I didn't watch it, but I know about it, so I didn't know if you watched it.
Watch what?
NFL in Europe.
What is that?
Well, there you go. So you did not watch the NFL in Europe.
What do you mean? What does NFL in Europe mean?
It was a league in the 90s that they had. It was a bunch of teams, and it was like, what is it? Not ambassaded by the NFL,
yeah,
but
it wasn't the NFL though.
But it was like teams related
I get it, but
to
it wasn't the NFL.
You know how stupid the NFL would be if you created a division in Europe? Like that has got to be the stupidest idea. And I've seen it floated around before, but I didn't know how serious it actually was. And if Goodell's actually considering that, I'll help you, Goodell.
I mean, monetarily, it makes sense. I just find it logistically impossible. You have to travel overseas 8 times a year at minimum.
Nobody's playing over there, unless you're from the country, obviously. But, yeah, I'm not...
I don't know.
I gotta go from Germany to Detroit to L.A., back to Germany. Fuck that.
You're crossing the Atlantic how many times?
Yeah, screw that. Good luck with that one, Goodell.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, moving on. We got our little Lions Chiefs out of the way. Eric Bieniemy. I heard what you said. I'm okay with it. It's whatever. I don't know why he would downgrade and go coach.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke, Carson Wentz over Mahomes, his business. But can we all agree when you see something and it's weird? Usually trust your gut feeling. Just in life, like that'd be my advice. Always trust your gut feeling, but always be willing to give something a chance. I'm willing to give Jonathan Gannon a chance, but he doesn't fit that culture. He's not walking in and controlling DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, Hollywood Brown, and holding them accountable.
No.
It's not happening.
No.
It's not happening. I'll say it again. It's not happening. 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 He is not walking in there and commanding that locker room. He's probably very intelligent, very smart, excellent. But being a leader, being a man, being someone that can communicate, How awkward was his introduction with some of the players?
So awkward.
And again, I could be wrong.
Yeah,
and I want to give it a chance.
Yeah,
that's why I paraphrased and said what I said. But it looked so weird, man.
And I'm done judging the whole awkward beginning. I did that with Sirianni. We did that with Dan.
But Sirianni looked up there like, oh, hey guys, I'm the Philadelphia Eagles head coach.
See,
it was a little different.
But I'm done. Like, it has nothing to do. John, but you're right about the personality. You're spot on.
The football side, I'm talking about. Like,
you're spot on.
Connecting with your players. Sirianni, you saw his introduction at the press conference. It was funny. It was. But if you looked at how he introduced himself to the players, it was awesome. He was all about it. So, like, there were two different things.
Gannon in Arizona,
Gannon with the players was weird. Gannon at the podium was just fine. I had no problem with Gannon.
The players.
What do you say? It was
like,
weird.
Pew, pew, pew. Explosiveness. You're fast. to Rondell Moore. Come on, dude. Come on, man. You're talking to a grown-ass man. You're looking at him going, pew, pew, pew. Explosiveness. You're fast.
Dude, I swear.
Like, if I'm Rondell Moore, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting the hell out of here. But again, like, this is a problem too. Like, if you're looking for a head coach for the Cardinals, my mind last goes to Jonathan Gannon. But again, who was taking this job? Like, there's that point of it too. I don't know. If Brian Flores was going to take this job, you messed up by not hiring him. Because you talk about leadership, holding guys accountable, someone that's won Super Bowls, someone that knows what it takes, has played with some of the best players. For Gannon to play with the Eagles, who that defense, listen, I'll give him credit. Defense looked great.
I'm not ruling him out. I'm just saying.
But that defense also had a lot of veteran players, right? Like, Gannon's now taking over as the head coach, a roster that's going to try and get younger. They have the top 3 pick this year's draft. I'm curious to see how this one works out. I really am. And I think this is more so the Cardinals not having a ton of options, to be honest with you. Because if they handpicked Jonathan Gannon, I can't wait. I'm going to see how this one plays out. But I don't want to write him off just because he's awkward. I mean, we've seen a couple guys
All right. Well, in honor of Fat Tuesday, since Fish is so excited, we're going to take a break. When we get back, mailbag time. Get your questions in the chat. Jeff and I will answer them coming up next. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Cousins Maine Lobster. Scan the QR code you see on the screen now. Vote for them as the best food truck in Metro Detroit. Cousins Maine Lobster. Vote now. The best of the best by the Detroit Free Press. Check them out. CousinsMaineLobster.com. Give them a vote. Give them a try. You'll never regret it.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at WoodwardSports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Woodward Sports content? Head over to WoodwardSports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to WoodwardSports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling game. 2 to play for $12, the unlimited open play, or you can pay $120 for a reservation for up to 10 people. $2 mystery beer machine, full bar. Check it all out. FullingWarehouse.com.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live. WoodwardSports.com. Mailbag time, Fat Tuesday edition. You guys can ask me whatever the hell you want, along with Jeff. But Jeff, we'll start with this one. Did you see Brian Dawkins was bashing Gannon?
Was he
I did
really?
see that. Yeah.
Brian
Dawkins did not like Jonathan Gannon at all.
On Twitter?
At all.
Or was it video?
Came out publicly and said it. I
need to see this.
Not a fan. So not a great start for Jonathan Gannon.
Brian Dawkins doesn't like you. You got a problem there.
I mean, take it for what you
The
will. Fish, will you be eating
Eagle doesn't like Jonathan Gannon. That's concerning.
Question for you, Fish. I have one for you. Are you going to eat a what is it called? Puchki? Pushki?
Yeah, I think it's punchki, but I heard
Punchki. Punchki. Okay. I was saying it wrong. Sorry. Well, are you going to be eating 1, 2, 3? How many?
Well, technically, this is the half.
Okay.
So, I'm planning on having another one.
All right. So 1.5.
1.5, I guess.
1.5.
At the moment, it could change.
Could you eat that all at once, though?
Fish could stuff like 4 donuts in his mouth. 100%. He's practiced this. He's been waiting for days like today.
What am I practicing for?
You know what I'm talking about.
Well, I do.
Fish, your mic is muted. Your
Fish,
mic
you're
is
such
muted.
a fuckhead. Just shut the fuck up.
No,
I regret talking to you.
Your mic's muted.
Your mic's muted, you dickhead.
What do you mean they're muted? They're not. They're up.
Okay.
All right, they're up. I guess the people are lying. What do I know? Where will Pat McAfee hold a show?
That's a great question.
To be determined. Don't worry about that. That'll come with time. Like I told you guys, by the way, yesterday, shut the fuck up and be patient, and he'll do it. And like a man of his word, spot on the night of when I say it, what do you know? He comes out
Okay,
and says,
we just don't want him to forget. That's
He said it
all.
yesterday?
We just want to
Came
remind
out
you.
and said, no, came out yesterday on Twitter.
Oh.
Responded to some jackass. Some douchebag sent him a message. It wasn't nice. He was like, go fuck yourself, basically. I'm going to be doing it with Woodward Sports, charity of TJ Lang's choice. Shut the fuck up, basically.
By the way, did you
I
see?
saw Foxy. He was living on vacation.
Did you see
Shout out to
soccer
him.
great Alexi Lawless talk about Detroit getting an MLS team?
Alexi Lawless is fucking garbage. His commentary's garbage. And my unborn son is a better soccer player than him. Moving on.
All right.
Disaster. Mailbag, do the Lions make a splash in free agency? I don't want to call it a splash, but I do think they're gonna make a move for somebody. Who I don't know yet, but I think they'll spend a little bit. They're gonna cut Brockers, probably cut Aquara. They're gonna spend some money. Adam, do you miss the hookah days? I don't miss them because I'm still gonna do them.
He doesn't miss the headaches that come following those hookah days, but
Those are Mondays. Those are a little tricky.
Those
but,
will return. Yeah.
You know, I might do a hookah on Friday. Who knows? I might do a hookah wherever the fuck I want. Lawless is an absolute clown. I agree. Mailbag, do you think Spencer Torkelson will bounce back this year? An MLB question. A Detroit Tigers question.
I think by default
I want to say he hits 23, 24 home runs this year. Well, that is me being very optimistic and hopeful that the kid can turn it around.
Matt, what do you think? You're the baseball guy, Spencer Torkelson, this year.
Matt wants to kill himself talking about the Tigers, to be honest with you. So
play baseball at Michigan. I mean, come on.
I think he's going to have a resurgence. I think we got a new hitting coach, a new hitting coach staff, and I think it's really going to benefit.
Is he going to hit as many nukes as I do in spring ball?
Yes.
No,
hopefully, I should say hopefully.
All right.
Built
Are you guys
different.
going to take mock drafts tonight? Yeah, every day we're going to do them. So just make sure you're DMing me or Jeff.
By the way, I want to say personally apologize to Jesse
No,
Adams.
don't personally.
No,
Fuck him.
because that's my guy.
Fuck him.
I set his ass up earlier.
That's his fault.
That was not his mock
His fault.
draft. That was someone else.
Too
and it's
bad.
funny because the one you roasted, you didn't know this. I didn't tell you this, but he tagged us in it and said roast me. So you kind of nailed it without even knowing that. Made fun of his mock draft. That was not Jesse though. Jesse, he does
Fuck
better
him.
than that.
Fuck him.
He does.
Jesse deserves to get roasted.
He does. He's a real one.
Who finishes with more wins, the Pistons or the Tigers? I got to say the Tigers.
I was going to say right now.
Because they play 162 games. So if they won 40, that'd be more than the Pistons alone.
Win 30,
if they win
might
40 and 122, they would win more games than the...
If they win 30, they might beat the Pistons. So
Yeah, I don't think that's saying much. I don't think that's saying much. Jesus, I hate watching the Pat McAfee show. He polishes and... come on. Come on. Pat McAfee's my guy.
Polishes.
He's very good.
I'm not going to acknowledge... I'm not going to acknowledge disses on people I like / care about.
No, I love Pat.
I'm not
He's
doing
great.
this. Over under Tigers 75 wins. I give up. I'm not answering that question. Green and Torque over under 50 total home runs. Under.
Combined?
Yeah, under.
Yeah. It's maybe
I think 23 for Torque, 21 for Green. I'm going to go under.
Yeah.
I don't think more than that. All right. Would you rather throw up every time someone says McDonald's or wear a fedora for the rest of your life? And if anyone asks you, you have to say the fedora looks good. Saw one online, not mine. What does that mean?
No question. I'm rocking the fedora. Because I have to see the fedora though. Like if it's absurd,
I'll vomit.
To throw
nobody
up every time someone
nobody
says,
in my circle.
Every time someone says McDonald's.
Yeah, but nobody in my circle ever says the word McDonald's. Not in my house, not family, friends, nobody.
Do you know what a fedora is? Is that why you're not choosing that one? Because you don't even know what it is? Do you know what it is?
I'm not wearing a fedora.
I'm rocking
But
the
you
hell.
know-
stupid.
I'm rocking
You
the
know what it
hell
is?
out of that
Sounds
fedora.
like something Terry would wear.
Oh, Uncle T.
Honestly.
I'm rocking the hell out of that fedora.
Adam, let's see what else we have here.
Michael says,
hot? Go ahead.
Mailbag, Adam, if you have Pat McAfee on the show, will you ask him about his rant on the Lions and MDC? That's so old, though, now.
It wasn't even a rant.
Yeah, that what he said about the Lions, I mean, it is what it is.
How hot is the
he
state
already
of
apologized
Juwan
for that anyway.
Juwan Howard fucking sucks, honestly. We're going to start with that. Juwan Howard took over a very, very good basketball program and turned it into dumb fuck university
program.
where they don't know how to play basketball the right way. They don't pass the ball. They don't move the ball around effectively. The John Beilein days are unfortunately over at Michigan. I miss watching those teams. Those teams were excellent, fun to watch. And now we have the Juwan Howard version, which is just average. But hey, he's made a few runs in the whatever the fuck it's called, March Madness. Congratulations. That trumps having shitty regular seasons. It's all good.
Wisco asks, Mailbag, would you be upset if the Lions took Peter Skronsky at 6 to solidify the offensive line?
Yeah, I'd be really upset. I'd throw fish through that window. I would hate that pick.
Yeah.
I would hate it unless the day of or the night before you move Decker, which doesn't make any sense to me right now. And even if you got a 1 for Decker, why would I replace him? You're healthy. You're looking to compete. Now, when I brought up trading Decker when you were 3-13-1, yeah, that makes sense. You suck. You're in a rebuild. Go get picks. But you know what? You rebounded year 2. It paid off. You're going into this year looking to contend and win your division. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
Evan asked, Mailbag, do we get Payne in free agency so we can focus on linebackers and cornerbacks in the draft? I'm curious how much Payne wants. I think that's the big question, and who you let go in favor of Payne. I would love Darren Payne. I love him. He had a double-digit sacks this year. Good interior defensive lineman. He's what the Lions need, but financially, that has to make sense because he's, rightfully so, he's going to ask for some money.
Oh, wow. State over under 7.5 wins this football season.
Oh... That's a good question.
Go under. I don't think Michigan State can win more than 7 games.
I'm gonna go over. I'll say 8.
Really?
It's 0.5, but I'm gonna go over.
I'll
say 8 wins.
I'm gonna say 7 wins for Michigan State this year.
8 wins and then 11.
Look, you know what?
Yeah.
Tuck coming. It was all good and all, but I got to be honest. You got to play the right quarterback this year. Offense has got to move. Defense needs to be better. And for fuck's sake, kick a field goal from 20 yards correctly, please. That's all I have to say about Michigan State. All right, one more question before we get out of here. Can the Lions just stay with what they got? No, they got to add, man. They got to add. They got draft picks. They got a lot to do. They got free agency. So much more coming up. But we're out of here for the day. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Broder, Fish, thank you so much. Alex, you know where you are. Go fuck yourself. Jeff, have a great rest of your day. All of you at home, have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you so much. Like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And don't forget, it's Fat Tuesday.
Go enjoy all the great sports today. Hope everyone has a great day.
Great show. Solid. Solid 7 out of 10.